It has been so beautiful here on the ranch. I definitely have spring fever, and after getting out in the garden today, it made me excited for what's to come, and there are so many possibilities. Now, in order to get outside and get planting, I've definitely had to do a lot of planning this winter, and our plans have changed based on our finances, how much time we're gonna have, and the space available, and the time it would take to make new space. Mr. Martian has been so busy with the project, and that is definitely a big factor. It seems to be picking up speed and momentum, which is so exciting and such a blessing. But at the same time, we have to weigh how many projects we're going to take on this year. Now, I had an even bigger garden plan in mind, but we decided to scale it back, which I think will be a good thing. But we are going to add some new garden rows. We decided that we're going to not only do the raised beds that we have, we're also going to be putting some more rows in on a hill that we have in the yard. Now, the great thing about that is that it already has a sprinkler system and even a drip system that we could potentially connect to, and it will be closer to the house. So I'm excited about that. It'll make me more apt to get out there and get gardening when it's so close to the house. When doing my planning, I definitely used Excel, thanks to Mr. Martian pushing me to do that. And then I also use graph paper. So this is so great because you can draw it to scale. So this is actually our new garden plans. We're gonna be having some berries and some corn rows and potato rows. And then I'm also going to be planting some green, which I'm excited about. I'm going to try einkorn and quinoa and amaranth. And then we have grapes and raspberries. And then it's on a hill up in our yard. And I'm going to do squashes and melons and things that can spread out. So something that I could use your opinion on and help with is we're deciding what method to do. We know that we want to do the no-dig method. We may have to rototill since it's our first year, and especially since there's grass. But we plan on laying down cardboard or other means to keep the weeds out. Now, the two methods that I'm going back and forth between are the Charles Dowding no-dig method. You may have heard of him. He's pretty popular on YouTube. And then the other method is Back to Eden. And I love that guy. I mean, he knows scripture and he is able to relate it back to gardening and nature and God's creation. And I think that that is so cool. And I like the idea of the wood chips breaking down. But we did do a bit of that method last year. And what I didn't like is when you're planting, the wood chips can get in. And you don't want them to go too far down because they can steal the nitrogen. So I'm not sure about that method. Now, I do want to put wood chips in between the rows for sure, but we're definitely going to have to bring in a lot of compost. Either way, we have to bring in compost. So if you guys have an opinion on that or any knowledge or experience with that, I would definitely appreciate it. So let's talk about seed. These handy guys that you see here are seed organizers. They're actually photo organizers that you can buy online. You can buy them on Amazon, or you can also buy them where I bought them at michaels.com, which they're definitely cheaper. They're like half the price. They had the rainbow colored ones when I last checked right before this video, but they were out of the clear, but the rainbow ones will still work great. So let me show you. I used Mr. Martian's handy dandy label maker to label them, and I put them in alphabetical order, not that they'll stay that way. And it's super windy around here, so seeds are always flying all over the place as I'm trying to plant, so this will be so great. So where did we buy our seeds? Now, last year, Mr. Martian and I bought this ARC Heirloom all-in-one set. Now, that is great because it has so many varieties of seeds, and they're all heirloom. So you have heirloom seeds or you have hybrid seeds. And then you also have GMO seeds. Now that is the one that I would highly recommend you stay away from. With GMOs, they use a lot of Roundup, so you don't know what's on your seed. So I think it's best not to even go there. Try to buy organic seeds when possible. Now, the other seeds that I've purchased are from random sites. Johnny's is a great place to go. I also like Mowing organic seeds. They're a great company. We purchased microgreens from them when we were doing microgreens. So that's another great option. And then there's some fun flower companies out there. Let's see if I can find flowers in my mix. Here we go. See this? These are giant coral zinnias. They're gonna be so pretty. And Calendula, which is actually a medicinal. Now, Floret is a small company based out of Washington State. Her flowers are absolutely stunning. If you like flowers, I highly recommend you go check her out. It's fantastic. Got some poppies and sweet peas for planting, and then sunflowers, dahlias. Now, this is another company, Botanical Interests. They have some flowers and I believe herbs and other things. So that's a great company to go check out as well. You can always just do a search for organic seed companies, especially this time of year. Things may not be as available, so you may have to hunt a little bit to find the right seeds. Now, as far as seed starting and planting goes, the dates, I did some research and I put it all together in an Excel spreadsheet, and I'm going to share it with you guys. There's a link below. I'll also link the seed company, the seed storage containers. Now, we are zone 6B, so our last frost is like the middle of June. So for the spreadsheet, you can just adjust the dates accordingly to when your last frost is. I hope you found this helpful and you guys are already thinking of your garden for this spring. If you haven't started planting yet, now is definitely the time. Even if you use planter boxes on your front porch, there's ways that you can do it to make it more efficient and do succession planting. It just takes a little bit of planning ahead of time. There's so many possibilities. The possibilities are endless. I love having a blank slate, kind of like Jesus did for us when he died on the cross. So that's great. And we'll see what this garden season brings, and we'll bring you along on the journey. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please head on over to Patreon. Give this video a thumbs up, or any feedback in the comments below is always helpful. I'm still new at this. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you so desire. So thanks guys for tuning in. Happy gardening. See you soon.